What is up, guys? This is the Overleveled podcast, episode 44. We do have a guest. We have my man Giga, the one and only who platinumed the Spider-Man PS4, but now I have platinumed the Spider-Man PS4, which makes me, I don't know, the best now.
I did it first, so it makes me better.
I have still yet to platinum it, but I'm close.
Yep, but we're going to talk really all the Spider-Man stuff we want to talk about. It's going to be at the later because we're going to talk spoilers, talk about what we liked about it, what we didn't like, what they can improve, what might happen. Right towards the ending, I'll let everyone know. So you guys are like, spoilers. And then it's like, yeah, listen, at the ending, we're going to talk about the story stuff that happened and all that. So right now, we're going to go on the nit and grit of some things. On Thursday, there was a Nintendo Direct. I watched it, thought it was trash. I don't care for Luigi's Mansion. I didn't care for, what was it, Animal Crossing 2 or whatever, Animal Crossing on the Switch. Yeah. I was hoping for, Fire Emblem, Shin Megami Tensei, Bayonetta, and some other games. Metroid Prime 4 never happened. But, nonetheless, they did show a couple interesting ones. There was a mech one, it's like Deus something. And I thought that was really cool. But that was like the really like big highlight for the Switch. And also like Smash updates with new characters, and that looked cool to me, right? But the big highlight and what everyone was talking about was the online for the Nintendo Switch, and that just came on like yesterday. So you need to pay a subscription fee of I believe $20 a year or something like that, and it didn't get a lot of hype. It didn't get a lot of likes, and it looks like a booty because you're still using the app, and you're gonna have to somehow, when it's docked, use the app to talk to your friends through your cell phone, and then somehow hear the game audio, and you gotta use Splitter. It's so much mess in that system, as well as your save files is behind the paywall, and if you don't connect in 7 days for internet, guess what? Your save files will be deleted, as well as your NES games as well. And it doesn't stop there. You have to also, if you want to purchase like the NES like controllers or SNES controllers, you have to have the online subscription in order to get those controllers. So yeah, for the gamers, Nintendo is not. They're trash. And I heard all these Nintendo fans, fanboys, extremists say, we're not going to buy it. We're not going to buy the online system. And guess what's number one on Amazon? The gift card for the online system.
It really insane. Terrible, bro.
Number one. Like, I thought we were supposed to speak up with our wallets. And I spoke up. I didn't buy it, nor am I going to buy it. And it's going to be insane that people are going to do this. And it's like, having a lower price doesn't equal better for the system, for your system's online services. Because you're not having the current game, generation of having free games. That's not happening. You're not having a party chat system that's integrated into the Nintendo Switch. That's not a thing. It's on an app, on your phone, which is insane.
Which doesn't make sense because the Switch is kind of like a phone. So it would be easy for them just to have a little app that you just open or something and just use that as a...
Yeah, or they could get Discord.
Or just put it in your game. Every game would be like, I don't know. There's too many things that make sense that Nintendo's not doing right now, and I don't get it.
And they feel like they're like 2 generations ago, man. And it's just doesn't make sense to me. And I know people ask me for ratings on Directs, or ask, what did you think of the Direct? If you gave it a, whatever out of 10, I gave that conference a 5 out of 10. I just did not like what I saw. And, I know a lot of people like Luigi's Mansion. I'm not a big fan of Luigi's Mansion. I just didn't get to see the games that I wanted to see. I know there was a game, 2D game Square Enix is making. I completely forgot. The character showed up in Dream Drop Distance. That's supposed to be coming out soon. I can't wait. And Final Fantasy 15 Pocket Edition, that to me just seems like a big downgrade to the original game. So I mean, shoot, it's a phone game. A phone game on the Switch.
Original, man. They can't run it. So they needed to do something to put that on there to get some money off of it. I don't know.
I don't understand. I mean, shoot. I know why they did it, but it's originally a phone game, so and then like they hyped up the Assassin's Creed Odyssey thing. I don't remember if this was actually on the direct or not. It might have been like an after mention for like the details. I think it was for Japan actually. And Assassin's Creed Odyssey, you're able to buy, but guess what? It's the same deal as Resident Evil 7. You have to stream that game, which is crazy that the Switch, like, I told everyone, don't expect big third-party games on the Switch to run because it's not going to happen. In the alternative solution, you pay a large amount of money to rent the game streaming it.
That's just, I don't know, man. Nintendo. But I guess this is a choice they got to make with the hardware they decide to go with. So it's like, some of them games you can't run on that system. So that's probably why they went with that NVIDIA chip or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Because NVIDIA has that service where they can, what was it? NVIDIA something where they were like streaming.
NVIDIA Shield?
Yeah, and that's where that really started taking off. So, I mean, it makes sense that they went in NVIDIA, bro. So.
Yeah. What about you, Inspector? What do you think about the whole deal with the Nintendo Online service and as well as, it being number one on Amazon and, fans, saying they weren't going to buy it and everyone's buying it now?
I mean, it's hard for me to say anything because, like, I'm not a Nintendo person.
Mm-hmm.
So, but it just seems like a huge cluster. And, like, again, like, I don't really know how to say anything because I don't follow Nintendo stuff, so.
Let me say this. If Sony said, we have this really good, awesome retro controller, but the only way for you to gain access to that controller is you have to get PS Plus on top of buying the controller as well. That's also what Nintendo is doing with the, was it NES or SNES, Giga? I forgot which one. Controllers.
It's the SNES.
Mm-hmm. Like, what do you think about that?
No, wait, no, what is it?
I think it was.
It
might have been NES.
Yeah, because I think it's the original. NES.
Yeah. So, what do you think, Inspector, about that part?
Oh, I think that's stupid.
Yeah, it is stupid. It's ridiculous that they're trying to like force people to get a subscription just to get controllers.
Yeah. I mean, like I think most people, like when it comes to Nintendo, like online, like I don't even think most of them are going to use it. They're just getting it for the controller, which seems like really stupid, like on their part.
And you would think that the people would vote for their wallets and just be like, hey, maybe Nintendo will learn if we don't buy the online service and they can fix this and also make it better. But no, everyone bought that.
At the same time, I can't be mad at people because if you only play on the Switch, it's the only thing you know. So it's like anything they come out with, it's like, I don't know, you're gonna buy it because it's like that's your platform to play on. At the same time, you shouldn't buy it.
I don't even know why you would make it your primary console to begin with.
Because people are weirdos out here, bro. Like, I don't get that. Like, the Switch it should be relegated to that second role. Mm-hmm. You should either have a PlayStation, a PC, or Xbox first, and then have that Switch as a backup. Like, because Switch do have some good games that you should play, but you should never just be like, oh, I'm only playing on Switch. It's like, no.
Yeah, this is what it is for them. It's hopefully they change it. I highly doubt it.
They're never going to change. It's Nintendo, bro. They stick to what they do.
Yep. All right. I guess now we can talk about Kingdom Hearts 3. Because I think this was like the only. Well, there's a couple other gaming news, but in terms of announcements for TGS, this was it. Because TGS is what, this week and next week, or is it just this week? I completely forgot. I think it's just this week.
Yes, the wrong person. I have no idea.
Yeah, but Kingdom Hearts 3, they showed a lot. They showed things that a lot of people wouldn't know if they never played the, Chain of Memories and Birth by Sleep, Dream Drop Distance, and the 2.8 DLC prologue to Kingdom Hearts 3. They showed a lot. They showed Big Hero 6. They showed an extended gameplay section for it. It looks good. I never watched the movie, so don't hate on me there. I'll watch it before playing the game. That's like the only like Disney / Marvel. Supposedly Marvel is involved with that movie.
It's a Marvel property, but it's totally different from my Marvel, like the actual Big Hero 6.
Yeah, so I didn't know all that stuff. So I was like, all right, maybe I'll watch it before playing Kingdom Hearts 3.
Oh yeah, that was actually a good movie. I remember seeing it.
Mm-hmm. So hopefully I'll enjoy it before playing it and knowing the context of everything, because supposedly it was mentioning a story beat to, I think, the movie or something like that. And dude, they get some callbacks, man. They get callbacks to Kingdom Hearts 2. Sora with the ice cream. I knew they were going to do the sea salt ice cream with Roxas and all that. That was cool. They showed what else did they show? I'm gonna actually go and quickly talk what interesting things they showed. They showed Terra from Birth by Sleep, which a lot of people wouldn't know Terra if you haven't played Birth by Sleep. It was really cool to see Terranort, that people would call him. Mickey and Riku were in the darkness trying to find Aqua. Supposedly now they can FaceTime in the Kingdom Hearts universe. They showed Davy Jones in the world for Pirates of the Caribbean, which was cool to see. We saw a couple more extensions of Frozen World. They did show a scene back at Destiny Island. That was cool to see Master Ericus's Keyblade from Birth by Sleep, which Aqua had, but then somehow she lost it for some reason. And then we saw, a couple of returning Organization 13 members that were in the Kingdom Hearts 2 video game. And it seems like they're trying to bring Roxas back from the other Twilight Towns somehow, some way. Show some really cool ship combat, which was cool. They showed Hercules' world. That was dope. And supposedly, it seems like Kingdom Hearts is getting a photo mode of some sorts, right? Which, they're doing the selfie thing that, Spider-Man, is popularizing with that.
Oh man, you can't get out. There was other games that did it before Spider-Man.
Selfie. I'm saying selfie mode. The selfies and stuff. Photo mode, that was, I think, was that Horizon Zero Dawn?
No, I'm pretty sure that's Uncharted.
Was it Uncharted?
It might have been before Uncharted, though. I don't know.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
I know Arkham had one, but...
They also showed Replica Riku. Looks like he was Norded. And Vanitas finding Ven, which is a big key plot because, Ven is sleeping. And people don't... And that's kind of why... Roxas looks like Ven. You saw Aqua, she turned evil, not Norded though. And we did see Sora and Ven's heart, and then we saw the big reveal at the end. 2 Keyblades this man was wearing with the black cloak, and he took off the cloak. Everyone went crazy. Looks like Roxas's hair. And that was it. I was like, oh, this is gonna be good. And I still can't tell you what the story in Kingdom Hearts 3 is going to be.
So basically, what you're saying is, if you're an Xbox, this game is not going to sell, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
There's too much stuff you've been saying that, as someone who hasn't beat the series, I don't know. It's just to see that in the game, it's it's going to be a big deal for the people who know what that is. But if you don't, you're just going to be stuck.
I mean, they're basically, Kingdom Hearts 3 is it's the end. it's not the end for the franchise, but is the end for all these characters that have been in the series. It's like an end for the Xehanort Saga. It's an end for Sora, Roxas, Vanitas, Terra, Aqua, Ericus, Lee, as well as, you know, all the other characters, even like Xion. Like Xion's in the freaking box art of the video game. And as well as Naminé, which we saw Naminé in Kingdom Hearts 2 Chain of Memories, as well as Recoded.
That box is good though.
Yeah, and so if you don't have the collection for Kingdom Hearts 1.5, 2.5, 2.8, yeah, it's gonna be hard to like grasp everything that's gonna be happening and all these story beats that are gonna be concluded in the game. And it's like Xbox doesn't have that. Now they're gonna make a video of some sort, but I don't know if that video is gonna like cover everything that's like important, you know? It's hard to cover everything that's important. It's like I tell people, it's like if you want to, maybe watch all the cutscenes.
No, this is what you do, okay? If you're an Xbox fan, what you do is go out, buy your PS4, and you buy the collection.
Yeah.
You beat the collection, and then you take them back like, oh man, I'm done. See, there you go.
And then buy on the Xbox One X.
Yeah, and just buy it on Xbox. See, there you go. Problem solved.
I mean, you could do all though.
I got it on PS4, and I still got to beat it. I mean, I was enjoying it for some reason. I just hopped off, but yeah, I plan on beating it before the third one come out, which I am getting on Xbox. Oh man,
January 29th is when it's supposed to be coming out, and yeah, like trailer was pretty good. Song's dope. Did see a bunch of slander. I was like, all right, you guys need to pipe down. Some of you gamers have some questionable taste, you know, and I'd lay down the law on Twitter. No, I'm just kidding. It was just mostly a joking, friendly conversation on Twitter. But overall, I'm hyped for Kingdom Hearts 3. You know, I'm surprised there's not much like big game announcements at TGS, but there is another announcement, but we'll go after that. Inspector, no comment, or have you seen?
I haven't seen the trailer.
Yeah. Missing out on the goodness. No,
I didn't follow any of the TGS stuff because I didn't know what was going on.
It is right now.
I basically didn't watch the trailer, but I just saw all of
I just watched the trailers that announced and stuff.
Yeah, I just watched like all the people that was going to be in it because I don't want to spoil. Because I'm tired of watching trailers that spoil the game, and it's like when you get to that point, it's like, oh man, this would have been epic if I didn't see it before.
Yeah, sure.
They did it Spider-Man, bro.
Wait 1 second. Let me actually see if I can open this. I want to show everyone what the box art for the game looks like. It looks good.
It really does. Man. It really does.
Like Namor, the game director himself, did this. I think he's done all the box arts for all the video games.
Yeah, that looks cool.
Yep, and it has all the characters. It has no villains, which I'm surprised. You got, you know, Ven here, Terra, Aqua, Naminé, Lee / Axel, Roxas, Xion, Goofy, Donald, Mickey, Riku, Kairi, and Sora. And it looks nice. And it might be like the ending world or the last world for the game / like last area for the game. This is like all speculation. We don't actually know.
Yeah.
But it's interesting that people were telling me this about the Kingdom Hearts each box art for each game, because it seems like people were telling me about the original Kingdom Hearts 1 cover. I think this is what people are saying, and this was a very interesting thing to point out. Kingdom Hearts 1 cover. All right. So we see this, right? So supposedly everyone's looking in this direction. Riku's looking in that direction. It's signifying all these people are like moving on and like striving for one goal, and this man is going in a complete opposite direction from his friends and group. And then you go for the Kingdom Hearts 2 cover. Everyone's looking in opposite directions. Everyone's having their own path and what they're following and stuff like that. And I was like, oh crap. And then you have everyone in unison looking in one direction. and being unified and going that one direction, which I was like, that's a good find. And I was like, I didn't even look at that until I started seeing, I think Nomura said something, and also people were piecing it together. And I was like, gosh dang, that's kind of deep. I'm not gonna lie. But overall, I'm hyped for this Kingdom Hearts. And hopefully, I think we're supposed to get more news. I have no idea, but it's crazy that the marketing is going pretty high for this game, and not Shadow of the Tomb Raider. Let me stop there for slandering Shadow of the Tomb Raider for a bit. I guess we can now talk about the big uproar at TGS that a lot of gamers are just going rampant and arguing with people about. And this is the announcement for the PlayStation 1 Classic system. It's just like the mini SNES, NES, Atari thing. And Sony's doing it too. And I can't blame them. It's the same sort of revenue that all these other companies are getting, and they're making bank from nostalgia. It's $100, which is a little bit pricey. I don't know if I'm going to get it. I don't think I will. It's USB powered, so use your USB cord, put in your TV with the USB, thumbstick, your TV powers, just like a Chromecast and all that. But overall, it's geez, a lot of people are going what about this narrative that PlayStation gamers don't like old games and stuff and all this other stuff? It's it is what it is. PlayStation Jim Ryan said that stuff, and yet again, he's another PR person, like Aaron Greenberg was, and they say stuff to save face, and what he said was wrong. But it is what it is. It's I don't think it should be represented as collectively as a whole. It's the fanboys stuff, and it's just the fanboys that say, we want backwards compatibility, and we're not done with. It's like them also saying single player is one and done, and then they praise Shadow of the Tomb Raider, which is a one and done game, which people are trying to say, and I'm just gosh dang, a lot of people are in their feelings hurt about all this.
Yeah, when it comes to fanboys, I just ignore anything they say. Yeah. Whether it's good or bad, just ignore it all, because it gets annoying where a game does something, they praise it, but then another game comes out from another platform and does the same thing, and they're like, oh man, that's terrible, or it looks bad. It's dude, shut up, bro.
Yeah, exactly. True. What do you think about this announcement, Jigga, with the PlayStation 1 Classic thing?
I'm not getting it, because I don't know. It would be nice to actually go back and play some PlayStation 1 games, because
it has an HDMI port as well.
At the same time, it's when you go back and play those games, they're never as fun or as good as you thought they were. So it's is it really worth going back?
Same thing with Spider-Man 2, bro.
Especially for $100.
It's not that great, like people are saying.
No, it's not. But somebody's going to like it. So if they sell it, sell. If it don't, amen.
See, I'm wondering if it's going to be a collector's item or not. If it's a collector's item, if it would be a collector's item, I might just leave it in a box.
It depends on how many copies they make.
That's what I'm saying. Did they stop making the SNES Mini and NES Mini, or is that still still going?
I don't know. One of them I thought they stopped making.
Because if they stop making it, I might just buy that and just leave it there and right next to my Spider-Man Collector's Edition box that I haven't opened.
I would rather go back and just buy a whole PlayStation 1 than buy that, bro. I'm sorry.
I feel you. What about you, Inspector? Did you see the PlayStation Mini Classic?
No, but I'm not gonna get it. I think it's a cash grab, and I think it's gonna blow up in Sony's face that they're doing this. I don't think it's gonna sell well. People are gonna scroll through and see that they're gonna be oh cool, but they're gonna be I don't need this.
Yeah, that might be true. We will see. For the
I don't know. It's Sony. Sony got some fanboys who will damage control anything they do, just like Nintendo. So I don't know. Somebody's gonna probably get it.
Yeah, every fandom has fanboys. So
facts. Shadow of the Tomb Raider. I gotta talk about that.
Here we go again.
Let's get it, but that game need to get this work.
So a lot of I was gonna say, I believe it was being reported. I don't know where exactly. Don't quote me. I think it was on Reset Era, and then there was a couple websites also running along with it. That Shadow of the Tomb Raider week 1 sales did not match up with the week 2 sales of Spider-Man, which that is crazy.
Not really, because if you've seen that game, you will understand why. Bro.
Well, yeah, but disregarding that, it's a multi-platform game. Shadow of the Tomb Raider. It's on PC, PS4, Xbox One. Like, it should be doing better numbers than week 2 sales of Spider-Man.
No, it shouldn't, because Spider-Man is actually a great game. And Shadow of the Tomb Raider looked like a C team made it. It looks terrible. There's no when she's talking to people, her face looks like fake, bro. It felt like they put half effort into that game.
Yeah, that's what I heard. I heard some people were like, they really liked the first hour of the story, and then supposedly like they thought they were gonna like tread some serious like story beats, and like everything that Laura has done was on her, and that she needs to make up for it. And no, they throw that storyline away right after that. I was like, gosh dang, man. And it's just like, supposedly it's not a lot of gunplay like that, like it's supposed to be anymore. It's more like stealthy.
A lot of puzzles.
So if you like puzzles and tombs, yeah, like go for it.
So it sounds like Uncharted 3.
Oh man.
Yeah. I mean, that's not throwing shade at Uncharted 3. I'm just saying like.
I know what you were saying. Like,
because that was the most puzzle heavy Uncharted.
But dude, Uncharted 3 had like, in terms of like, if we did comparisons, like Uncharted 3 kind of looked better in some instances than Tomb Raider. Like I showed this in the last podcast. It was like Laura as a kid, and I compared to Nathan Drake as a boy in Uncharted 3, and gosh dang, the attention to detail in Uncharted 3 looked way better than Shadow of the Tomb Raider.
Them animations in that shadow, bro. Them animations look like something somebody just coming out of like a game school made, bro. It looks so bad.
Oh yeah, it does.
When she's in the water, it doesn't even look like she's in the water.
Mm-hmm.
When she was climbing, like I started climbing, like somebody was playing the game. I was like, I wanted to check it out before, because I really had hope and I wanted to play that game. But after seeing all those animations and stuff, I was like, no. Like she was just climbing across the ledge. Her arm just looked so skinny. It's like a noodle, and it just looked terrible. And it's like that breaks my immersion. Like I want to be immersed into the game. And if I see that animation, I'm like, I can't do this. And then, so I was like, nah. I'm glad I didn't get it.
Yeah. Here's my question about Shadow of the Tomb Raider. Did Eidos take over like full production like right away, or was it or did Crystal start it and then Eidos finished it?
I heard that because Crystal got asked to make the Avengers game, that Eidos was fully making the game, and they had some help from Crystal Dynamics. And I put air quotes as in help, as in it's the same thing where Rocksteady helped WB Montreal make Origins, or consulted, or whatever.
Consulted, yeah.
The same thing, I think, with Crystal, even though Crystal's on the label is for Shadow, which doesn't make sense because they didn't really do much.
Because even with the Avengers game, I think full production on that just started like a few months ago. So I don't know.
I have no idea. All I know is Eidos made it. The story wasn't good. It's like supposedly the best goes like the best from best to worst. It goes the first Tomb Raider, Rise, and then Shadow. Which is crazy.
It has been falling downhill ever since the first one.
Yeah,
but Rise wasn't terrible. It just wasn't as good as the first one. But this one is looking bad. This looking like, come on, man, y'all can do better.
Yeah,
and I've said this. I think I've talked to a couple people. I'm guaranteeing you that this game is not going to turn a profit. I don't even think that's going to happen. I think that this IP will be put on ice.
Yeah, like Deus Ex.
Yes.
Yeah.
Man, I hope not, but it seemed like it's going that way.
Yeah.
It's gonna be put on ice. You probably won't see it for. I don't even. What I want. I don't like saying 10 years, but it might be 10 years.
What's weird is that Tomb Raider, I don't think has ever been like a big seller for, like, even for the entire, like, I think like the first 3 games sold really well, and then after like Angel of Darkness, it like really fell, and then like
and then they just put it on ice until the reboot for Tomb Raider came.
Yeah, because I think the last one they made, like Underworld, which was like in 2008, wasn't really received that well.
Yeah, and then 2013 is when they came back, I think.
Yeah,
with the reboot Tomb Raider.
But I'm surprised that the reboot was actually good. So the fact that it sold, but it didn't sell like I feel like it should.
Yeah,
that's surprising to me. I don't get why.
Yeah, because I don't know how much it sold. I think it sold like 7 million or 8 million.
Yeah, 7 or 8. And the thing was, technically, that's a success. But for Square, they blow their budget with I don't know what, man.
Yeah, they keep
supposedly shadow 70 to 100 million budget.
Yeah, they keep over budgeting their games, and that's bad.
But like, I keep looking at, I'm like, what are you doing? Spending all this money. Like, that's crazy.
It is, but I don't know.
Yeah, let's see how. No, never mind. I thought Hitman was Square, but Hitman is
no. It's by technically it was Square's IP, and they gave it to
that company who had
the developer that always made Hitman.
Yeah, they sold it to
I forgot what they're called.
Yeah,
and then WB's publishing, but they're not having the rights for it.
Yeah.
So, alrighty, that's that in terms for that gaming news, and still, of course, keeping Spider-Man at the back burner until we get done with all the topics. The last big one that came out for like me that I was thinking was the Capcom Vancouver was shut down. This is a team that made the Dead Rising franchise, and because the games weren't selling well, and Capcom wants to refocus all their Japanese video games that are being made. And Capcom Vancouver wasn't a Japanese company that was, making games, and Dead Rising didn't really sell well, especially 4. And I believe they were on, right at the time making Dead Rising 5. So Dead Rising 5 is canceled. I don't think you're going to ever see Dead Rising again. And if we do see Dead Rising again, it won't be for a while, and it won't be until, Capcom has a, Japanese, development team working on that game. But yeah, I don't think you'll see Dead Rising until end of PS5 generation, maybe. But it sucks that they got canned, and hopefully they can find jobs. But I don't blame Capcom for doing it because they weren't making money. And if you're thinking of this as a business, you have a part of your company that is like blowing through money and not having a returning investment in it. It's like, and it's been happening for years. You can't just be like, okay, you can just keep blowing money. We can just keep making those games and it's fine. No, they want to keep making more money. So that's why the studio got canned. Now, I'm not saying it's right or wrong,
but to me, that game franchise is never as good as people made it seem.
Oh yeah,
it had a cult following, but it's like other than that, like it wasn't. I ain't gonna say it was bad. It just the gameplay was not for me. I tried. I think it was 2, or I played the DLC that came before 2, I think. And then I started playing 2 after that. I was like, I had enough. Like, I don't feel like playing this. But I mean, if you enjoy the game, like, it sucks to hear that the game you love is not going to be made again. But I don't know.
I mean, it is what it is. I mean, it won't be for a while, and it won't be until, Capcom's own developers, make it that are, in Japan.
Yeah.
And that won't be for a while. And I don't think that'll be an Xbox timed exclusive or anything like that.
I mean, they don't need to do that no more.
I think that hurt them as well. The timed exclusivity stuff for Dead Rising 4. Like, dude, no one wanted that on PlayStation 4. I remember when they announced the PlayStation 4 version, I saw the comments. They're like, yeah, I'm not buying that. You guys can keep that over there. I was like, gosh dang, you guys are savages. But, you know, people voted for their wallets and they didn't like Dead Rising 4, and PlayStation gamers saw them. PlayStation gamers saw your gameplays and stuff for it, and they voted for the wallets, and it is what it is. Inspector, what do you think about Capcom Vancouver being shut down?
I mean, it sucks, but like, it happens.
Yeah. I mean, it is what it is. It's. I can't say like I can understand if it's like a really good franchise, but it really isn't. And I don't like being that type of person to tell you like this franchise is bad, but it didn't produce the results that Capcom needed it to. So I'll just leave it at that. Alrighty, I guess we can go into the TV show / like streaming now side of things. So we can actually go into the I guess we can go into Titans. I know IG has been having these first premieres for a lot of stuff with Venom and Titans and all that. And I saw the what was the interaction between Dick and Jason, and I wasn't feeling it for some reason. I don't know if it's because my interpretation of Jason has always been, I guess, different from what I'm seeing on the screen. I could be completely wrong, and I could like forget how I thought Jason Todd was. I have always felt like Dick Grayson was more of the type that always tried to, you know, teach Jason Todd, but Jason Todd was always very, I don't know what the right word, antagonistic towards him and all that. And like their relationship was of like animosity, if that's the correct word for it. And it just seems like I wasn't feeling that. I was feeling like Jason was cracking more jokes than, like, technically Dick is the one who is always more lighthearted, right?
I mean, this is only from like a 45-second clip.
Yeah.
So you can't really judge.
Yeah, I know that, but I'm going from what I saw. And I was just like, for me, from that clip, I wasn't feeling it. And it just felt like they switched places, so to speak. And hopefully that's not that's not what they're going for. And that scene's taken out of context. But for me, I just... That's how I feel for those characters. Dick, to me, was always like... He had his serious moments, but he's always a lighthearted guy that would crack jokes. And Jason Todd was always a very, like, messed up individual that didn't get along with, Nightwing. And that's just me. Like, what did you think about the footage that was shown?
I mean, it was just a short clip. Like, I wouldn't say it really did anything for me personally because it was so short. But I mean, it is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
They're trying to market this, but I think they're marketing this the worst way possible.
Yeah.
But because I don't think they're trying to market this to anyone.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're. I think the problem is that first trailer went over so badly with everyone that they're trying to damage control, but they're doing it in the worst way. But like I have my subscription to DC Universe already, so I mean I'm mainly doing it for comics and not for the shows. But
gotcha. What about you, Jig? Did you see that, or no? You didn't get to see that footage.
I have no idea what you're talking about, dog. I know. I know none of the characters. I know like they're like Robins and shit, but I don't know like much about them. But I watched some of it. Like I still can't get behind the Starfire. That character, she just, I don't know. It just looks weird. And it's not that if she's black, it's just the character that the person they chose to play that character just looks weird. I don't know.
Yeah, I gotcha.
But also, the dude who's playing whoever that Robin was, the big tall one with the big chin, he looks weird too. It's like I feel like the casting choices are bad to me.
I don't know. Hopefully, it gets the show's good. Hopefully, and
I hope it's good. I'm gonna see it, but allegedly.
Yeah, I got you. So I guess we can now switch the gears. Supposedly Disney announced for their streaming app which is crazy. It seems like they're putting more money, or I don't know how much they're spending on these actors, but Tom Hiddleston I always pronounce his last name Hiddleston. He's gonna have his show. Supposedly it's gonna be about Loki. And Scarlet Witch is going to have her show, and it's going to be about Scarlet Witch, or Elizabeth Olsen. Sorry, it's going to be Scarlet Witch and her show. Now that's crazy in of itself. I didn't think they would have top tier actors in their in shows, so that's I don't know how much they're going to pull, and maybe they're trying their best to make this into everyone's home and say, listen, we're going to put a bunch of shows on here. If you like the MCU stuff, we're going to have these, other characters have their own shows. And I'll say this, it's cool that they're putting their money into, these actors being in their shows. I need to see what the show is going to be about. I need to see what the story is going to be before I pass judgment. It's great having these actors on here. It instills some faith for me. But I need to see what it's going to be about and how it's going to work.
That's just one of those things where, because they're in the movies, they're trying to keep them in the, I don't know. Instead of paying somebody else, get the people who you already know play the characters or whatever.
Oh, yeah. No. What I'm trying to say is this. It's I thought they were going to do lesser known characters. Less star power. And have different characters. I don't know, have the equivalent of somebody like Daredevil, and have a different character like that.
What's he needed? There might be a character out there that's not well known that they can probably turn into his own franchise or her own franchise. So it's they need to get the minimum characters out there so maybe they catch on and blow up.
I mean, Loki's a big hit with a lot of fans, especially a lot of women. They love Loki, so I was that's already a hit itself, and it's it's gonna get people to subscribe. But personally, I just want a good show. That's all I want.
I mean,
don't hate me, MCU fanboys. I'm just kidding. I like the MCU, but I have my opinions, and we'll talk more about that Captain Marvel stuff. But did you give all that you needed to say about the whole Disney having, the two new shows for Scarlet Witch and Loki?
I mean, I'm okay with it. It sucks because I wonder if they're gonna have. I don't know.
What's gonna suck?
Will they have some of the Netflix characters? I doubt they would do that.
No, Netflix will still remain Netflix. Punisher and all of them, they'll still stay at the Netflix area.
As long as they do that, I'm good.
Okay. All right. What do you think about all this, Inspector? Because we need Variety was the one who gave out that report.
Oh, what?
The Scarlet Witch and Loki shows on Disney streaming app.
I mean, it's interesting.
I'm surprised Disney's doing that. That's a lot of money, man.
Yeah, that is a lot of money. I mean, didn't they make a big deal? I saw that, I'm seeing this on Twitter, that I don't know if Alan Heinberg is connected with one of them, but I know Alan Heinberg is doing a series, or multiple series. They said female-led, so I assume that means Scarlet Witch or something. I mean, that's interesting. It doesn't really get me to buy the Disney app, but whatever.
No, it seems like they'll. Yeah. What?
I'm kind of confused. Is this going to be a prequel?
We don't know.
We
already just gave out the report saying that these shows are being made. We just don't know
Just didn't
when
somebody...
the time period. Yeah. You're talking about spoilers. If you guys haven't seen Avengers: Infinity War, you guys should have already seen it. Loki dies in there, so yeah, I'm pretty sure most likely will be a prequel of some sorts.
Yeah.
And I would not be surprised if, actually, I would not mind seeing Scarlet Witch with her brother or some type of story with Quicksilver before she met Ultron, and maybe have them like their storyline with Hydra or something like that. I think that would be a nice, interesting plot point that they can have. But that's just me. The last thing we're going to be talking movie, and then we go to Spider-Man's PS4 spoilers. Captain Marvel trailer.
She punches an old lady.
I did see that. I don't know if anyone actually made articles about that or not. I didn't see that.
There's a few. There was a couple, but
there were a couple.
Yeah, there was a couple of those clickbait articles.
Marvel's promoting violence against old people. And it's like,
like why did Captain Marvel punch an old lady? Like those type of headlines.
Yeah, I was like,
I mean,
if you guys don't know, it's like it's scrolls.
I know, but
whoa, this is fake, bro.
Fake.
But she just crashed to a Best Buy. I mean, a Blockbuster.
Oh yeah, it's the 90s, bro.
It's the 90s.
It's the 90s, bro.
Oh, it's the 90s. Oh, okay.
It's in the 90s, so they have to throw in all those references, even if they're ham-fisted like that.
Yeah, but also, I did like the Blockbuster reference because I grew up with Blockbuster, so that gets me right there, and the nostalgia right there. Overall, it was like I said that in my reaction. I was like, eh. Yeah. I mean, it's just like I felt the same way how I felt with Ant-Man and the Wasp. I was like, eh. I didn't see Ant-Man and the Wasp yet, so I'll probably rent it on Blu-ray.
Haven't missed anything.
Probably rent it on Blu-ray. But other than that, it's like Captain Marvel. I'll say this: it is a decent / so I don't. It wasn't great, nor was it bad. It was like, eh. It's just like it didn't capture my attention. Like, oh my gosh, I need to see this. It's like hopefully they can with the next couple trailers. It's like listen, like I got captured with Black Panther, Thor Ragnarok, Avengers Infinity War. I did not get captured with Ant-Man and the Wasp nor this trailer.
I did not get captured with the Thor Ragnarok trailers.
I did for some reason. I don't know why. I just like those trailers.
I did not. I thought they were.
I still think Ant-Man and the Wasp is overrated, but that's my opinion.
Yeah, it was all right, but it was forgettable.
Yeah,
like all you need to watch is the after credit scene, and like basically.
I didn't get to see the after credit scene.
Oh man, I disagree with you. I just watched that trailer. I'm looking forward to it. I want to see it.
Oh really? Oh damn. Yeah. I'll say this: they're doing a good job with the de-aging. So they're using the special effects with the de-aging with Samuel L. Jackson. Dude looks young.
Yeah, they did get a job there. I will say that.
Yeah, and they're doing a good job with that technology. And I'm pretty sure that once that technology starts getting like even better and better, you'll start seeing that with like a lot of actors now that are older, and they'll do that. But overall, it was. I mean, it just didn't show. Did we actually like see a legit scroll in the trailer?
No.
I was surprised. We saw it in Entertainment Weekly stuff.
We saw it on stills, yeah.
Yeah, I was just like, huh? I was like, okay. And supposedly we saw Marvel. Is that how we say that, dude?
Yeah, Marvel.
Yeah, we saw him.
Yeah.
I'm thinking the dude's gonna be a villain somehow.
No, he's a hero.
No. I think they're gonna change it up though. That's what I'm thinking.
I don't think so because he's a big part of Carol's origin.
Mm-hmm. You don't know, man. They might just change everything, and because this is like that actor tends to play a lot of bad roles. Not bad, it's in bad like he's a bad actor in terms of villain roles. There's a lot of them.
I mean, he did play Watson in the Sherlock Holmes movies.
That's the only one that I remember he's good.
I mean, like, I mean, the problem with those British actors is that they're always typecast as villains. Like Mark Strong is always a villain.
Except for in what was that movie? Gosh dang, Kingsman.
Mark Strong was a villain in Kingsman. Oh,
No,
no, he wasn't.
I told you, you almost got me. Huh?
I was thinking Kick-Ass. He was the villain in the first Kick-Ass.
Yeah, Mark Strong was a nice guy, and
yeah,
Kingsman. But yeah, that's all I have to say with Captain Marvel. I just didn't like do anything. Oh, Coulson was in it too, which was dope. But you know, Coulson's been in the MCU for a while in terms of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. What about you, Inspector?
I'm kind of like you. I watched it. I was like, meh. I saw everyone like freaking out about it, and I'm like, it was an okay trailer. Like to me, when it comes to like comic book movie trailers, I usually don't get hyped for them unless it's a Comic-Con trailer, because that's when like they put out all the stops. Like when it's a regular trailer, like I watch it, I'm like, this like either I like it or I just find it okay. Like I didn't like the Thor Ragnarok trailers just because I thought the first one and the second one were two totally different tones. And I feel the second one was way too jokey, and that one pretty much marketed the movie the way it should have. Because the movie ended up just being a joke fest, and I didn't really like Ragnarok that much. But like Marvel trailers don't really catch even the Infinity War ones. Like the Infinity War ones were good, but they didn't really like get me excited. Like I haven't gotten excited from a Marvel trailer, I would think probably since the first Guardians of the Galaxy. Like ever since then I have like Marvel trailers have been really mid to me ever since. Like the Spider-Man Homecoming ones didn't really impress me. The Doctor Strange ones didn't really impress me. The Civil War ones didn't really impress me. So this one was just like a normal Marvel trailer to me.
Oh yeah, I forgot one more thing regarding movies. We did see Joaquin Phoenix as
as the Riddler.
Oh man, no, as the man himself, the Joker. I don't know how I feel. It was like it's just still shots. I can't say whether or not it's going to be good or bad. I need to see him in the role acting wise.
Yeah, there was a leaked set video, but it's just like every set video that you see. Like so you can't hear how many. You can't say.
I can't say. I mean, it's all right. I mean,
yeah, but the one thing I hate is that ever since Heath Ledger, same thing with Jared Leto, he's going full method, and I know that's what Joaquin Phoenix does. I'm just sick of this notion that to become the Joker, you have to go full method with it. I hate that. And this isn't like the real, like quote unquote, the real Joker.
This is like before
his name is Arthur Fleck.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Like, and people are making fun of it because A Fleck, get it? Affleck,
yeah.
A Fleck. Yeah. Like, I'm just like, okay, like whatever. Like, the photos were okay. They're typical like press release photos, like nothing special. So
yeah, I just gotta see what's gonna happen with it. It's like I was thinking for some reason his hair would be more slicked back for some reason. And one of like the photos that was released, it wasn't a set photo or anything. It wasn't like those. It was like saying him doing something. I don't know. I was like, oh, I see him as the Joker right there. But I don't know. I mean, I just need to see him in the role. I need to see him act to, pass judgment whether or not, because this is a spinoff. This is an Elseworld type movie, which is like, I don't know how well it's going to be marketed. It's going to be hard to be like, this is the origin of the Joker, but then it's like, then you go back to the actual like continuity of like the timelines for like Justice League and all that. It's like that's not his origin though.
Yeah, with this, I think they're just ignoring everything as its own, universe. It's its own continuity. So
yeah, I'm just saying for the casuals aren't gonna like. It's gonna be hard for them to grasp that because if they see this movie, then they'll be like, oh, that's that Joker's origin. No,
yeah,
that's not.
to be honest, I think we're giving like I'm usually forgiving, like saying maybe casual people will be like confused, but I think that's like when it comes to casual fans, I just don't think they care that much.
Mm-hmm.
Just because most casual fans don't like the DC movies. Like I'm just saying, like
See,
I
my
would say
mom watches all the
95% of
DCs,
them.
right? All the DC films because she goes with me. Like because I watch it like multiple times, and then one of those times will be with my mom. The other times will be with my friends that I watch it with. And when she goes, she'll watch it, but she doesn't like look at these informations for these set photos. Yeah. I have to like explain that to her. She's like, "Oh, you know, what's gonna like? How does this connect, or how does that connect, and all that stuff?" It's like, "Oh, Logan, when is that in the timeline?" Like she has to ask me that question because she's not super hardcore like that than I am, so to speak. So it's like you have those people that love those brands, but they don't go and like look at all these like information guides essentially when looking up the stuff online.
Well, one thing I don't like is when people try to play the character too much, like with the comics books. Like I feel like the Joker, you got to make him your own. Like you can't just be like, oh, I'm just gonna be this crazy. Like the comic, like you got to make them your own and your own kind of crazy that fits you.
Yeah.
And some people don't do that, and it's like you just playing. You're not playing. You're not acting the character that you should be acting. You're just doing what somebody else says you should do. And I feel like if the fans are going to be mad either way, whether you like play it just like the comic books or whether you don't, they're going to be mad. So it's like give it something that draws our attention in because you're making the character you.
Yeah. I have
the problem with Joker is that Heath Ledger put such a stamp on that character that no matter what, everything is going to be compared to Heath Ledger.
Yeah.
So
that's always going to himself, though. That's what's like the best thing about it. It wasn't him playing Joker. He was basically playing like, I don't know. He made the Joker himself, and it's like you need to do that, man.
Yeah, and that's kind of like the same way how I feel when the X-Men come back with Disney and stuff, and then they're gonna have to recast. Like then they're gonna have to recast like Professor X and Wolverine. And it's like I look at like Professor X as Patrick Stewart and Hugh Jackman as Wolverine. It's like hard for me to like not compare those two. It's just like it's just a human fault of ours to compare things to something that we really like cherish and love. And it's hard to like get back and sit back and say, okay, this is what this guy is trying to perform for this character.
Yep.
And that's the same thing. It's like if they recasted Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man, it's like this dude is my definitive Iron Man. I can't look at somebody else go on the role and do that. And that's how I feel. I'm not saying that's right. That's not like what I'm trying to say. It's like those people that like love that character that Heath Ledger, portrayed.
Yeah,
it's their definitive Joker. Now, I'm not saying it's right for them to say that. It's like I can see where they're coming from, though, with me like thinking, Robert Downey Jr. is the definitive Iron Man for me, and Hugh Jackman, Patrick Stewart are the definitive Wolverine and Professor X.
Yeah, I get that, though.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you got to give other people a chance.
Yeah, sure. It's hard for me to give somebody that takes the Wolverine mantle. Sure.
Yeah, like it's going to be hard for them. They got a job to do. It's going to be hard. But if they do it right, then I'm going to give them their props. But some people don't know how to do that. They're going to just try to do what other people did. But you got to do it your own way, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like, it's weird because there's backlash like everything whenever a casting choice comes out. Like Hugh Jackman was too tall for Wolverine because Wolverine is supposed to be like 5'5" and short. like not 5'5", like 5 feet, or like under 5 feet.
He's really short.
He's really short, the character.
But Hugh Jackman is like 6'5". So, but the thing is, like, Hugh Jackman, when it's the same thing with Heath Ledger, they look at a photo and they're like, oh, he doesn't look like X, but you have to see them in action before you
before you judge.
Like, I say that, like, the same thing with Jared Leto, because I didn't mind Jared Leto's Joker. I know a lot of people hated it, but we only got to see like 5 minutes of him in the entire movie. Like, I can't judge like 5 minutes of performance on whether it's good or bad. And plus, that movie was chopped up anyway, so his performance was messed with.
Yeah, messed with, and all the footage that was, used was gone.
Yeah.
So, yep, I think that is it. And I forgot. One more thing for movie news: Venom is now rated PG-13, and I am like
it was a surprise.
I am surprised. I wanted that rated R.
I'm not surprised.
I was praying for it. I don't know what they were like. We're pushing the limits of PG-13. And it's like, but like, what I heard about Comic-Con was someone got their head bit off, and it wasn't implied, like in the trailer it was. Like, they saw it, and there was blood and stuff. So I'm like, so what they're gonna do is like what they did with the Comic-Con. They're not gonna show it. They're gonna imply what happened, and that to me isn't like pushing boundaries. And I just kind of wish they didn't do that. And I know what they're trying to do. Oh, we want to set up Spider-Man versus Venom. It's like, yeah, but you could have done it as a rated R film. Like, if we're going to be completely honest, they do it with the comics all the time. They have like the rated T rated a parental advisory for comics. Yeah. And then they do crossover as rated T. I mean, it's happened before. I don't know why they have to say, "Oh, this has to be PG-13 no matter what."
I know, but if you look at like Max Comics, it was a totally different line. It wasn't in the main universe, and also like same thing with Black Label, which is DC's new mature imprint, where it's a thing over there for mature readers if they want it, but our main line is still going to be like encompassing all ages, mainly teenagers. So
I do say though, like, new Venom run, I really love the new Venom
by Donny Cates.
That's kind of violent for a T book. I'm not gonna lie. At times I was like looking at the pages, like, yo, someone's head got chopped out. Are you sure this is rated
T? They're pushing the limits of the T rating.
Yeah, but there's a difference between pushing that type of limit and pushing movie limit.
Yeah. Well, because the difference between, like, because with comics you have T, which I think is like 13 up, and you have T plus, which I think is like 16 up.
Wait, actually, is it T plus? Let me look at that real quick.
Because I know DC has T and then T plus. It says it on the UPC code. It says it on the barcode, or near the barcode.
T plus.
T plus. Well,
I just really want to go look, bro.
Yeah, so it's the comics rated T plus.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was brutal. Not gonna lie, that issue. But yeah, do gotta say, you guys haven't checked it out. Check out Donny Cates' Venom. I actually like the art a lot in this book.
Yeah, Ryan Stegman. Yeah, his art is great.
Donny Cates' Cosmic Ghost Rider, that's good, but the art to me isn't as good as what it should be for Cosmic Ghost Rider. But that's just me.
Yeah, it's a different type of art style, though.
Yeah.
It's much more like poppy than Venom, which is like dark and detailed.
Yeah, it's very detailed. I like this art more for some reason. But other than that, it's like I know what they're trying to do with the Spider-Man, but I would have rather preferred R, but hopefully it doesn't detract goodness, like if that's the correct way to say, like detract the good scenes or them cutting good scenes,
Yeah.
which may be a factor of, and I hope if it does, that's gonna suck, and it's gonna be criticized, and justly it should be. And I do hope that we could get a unrated or whatever, or like kind of like what the Batman v Superman had, like an ultimate cut. Venom has that type of cut as well, and see what like its original intent for theaters was. But that's just me. Yeah. So is that all you have to say, Inspector, on that, or?
Yeah, that's all I got to say.
All right. What about you, Jiga?
No, I don't know. Let me look up Deadpool numbers.
Deadpool?
Yeah, because isn't that rated R?
Yeah, that's rated R. Both movies are rated R.
Yeah, I think
even that it's rated R, like, why not just do it rated R?
Because they want Spider-Man to fight Venom.
But I mean, then lower it to T or whatever when that movie comes out. Like you don't
that's
have.
What I said. They don't think that way.
Oh my god! Yeah, I don't know. It's just like it seems like they're doing. Like certain characters should not be teen, bro. It's like their acting, the thing they do, the intensity that they are, like how violent they are. Like, you shouldn't be teen, bro.
Yeah.
But I can't. I'm not making the film. It's not my money behind it. So hey,
that's true.
They got what they do.
But what I gotta say about that is that the comic books are teased, so you can find a way to like not dumb it down, but make it so like you could still have it like a PG-13 rating, but still, as I say, push the boundaries of it. Like there are some, like I think when it comes to PG-13 versus R, because I think you're allowed one F word in a PG-13 movie. That's why Fallout had one F word. Mission Impossible Fallout.
I completely forgot what was the scene that had the F word in Fallout.
Henry Cavill talking to the terrorist guy, and he's like, "Why are you making it so complicated?"
Oh yeah, I remember now. I remember.
Yeah.
Oh okay.
Like I don't know the limitations of violence with PG-13 or R, because I've seen like pretty bloody, like PG-13 stuff.
Yeah.
Like even like I don't want to compare that because that's a Quentin Tarantino movie, but we can move on.
Yeah.
But because I was gonna say Reservoir Dogs, but that's a Quentin Tarantino movie.
Yeah.
But
alrighty, I guess we'll go to the last topic. Our type of spoiler cast for Spider-Man. So everyone that is watching that has not beaten Spider-Man, leave now and forever hold your peace. No, I'm just kidding. But make sure to leave. We are going to be talking spoilers for Spider-Man to make it's been like about 2 weeks now. So
a week and a half.
A week and a half, sorry. A week and a half. It is what it is. We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about what we loved, liked about the game, what they should improve on, and then go really deep into like the story and talk theories of what's going to be coming in the Venom for like stuff for Spider-Man. So I guess I'm going to go into what I thought about the game first, in terms of gameplay mechanics, side missions. And it's kind of the same thing I narrated, said in the previous podcast. Really good combat. I do think stealth mechanics need a little bit of work. I think, and this is going to spoilers, by the way. I really like the Tombstone mission. I like the research stations. I actually like the Taskmaster.
Yeah.
I liked. I actually liked the was it Screwball or?
Screwball, the one with the
that got dark. That mission was dark. I was like, good word.
Yeah.
But I like that. I did not care for the pigeon stuff. I did not care for finding the people that Martin Lee, turned negative. I didn't care for that. Those were kind of repetitive, as well as like the pigeon one, and then as well as like the Spidey one, like your identical Spider-Man. I wish it was Chameleon, like how they were hinting at, but they didn't go through with it. I don't like that one, but overall, it was a mixed bag with the side missions for me. It's like this is one of the areas I think they could totally definitely improve it. They had more side missions, with Tombstone and like Screwball or Screwdriver or whatever her name was.
Screwball,
yeah. Those type of side mission, then you have a masterpiece on your hand. What else did I and tighter self mechanics, and as well as some of the boss battles could have had some more work, but overall for me, like I really enjoyed the combat. I thought it was very difficult for me. I know some people are like super easy. For me, it was slightly difficult in some areas, especially at the later parts of the game for Act 3 with Sable's men.
Oh, God, I hate those dudes.
Dude, they get hard.
Me too.
They get hard. Oh man, let me not say that again.
No, man.
I don't know why I said that. What else? I do think Silver Sable needed, and I said this before last episode, I felt like Silver Sable was Nadine, like in Uncharted. Like she just didn't bring much to the plot, and she's just there for a hired muscle. And they can fix this with the DLC and make her a better fleshed out character. But I just felt for me, for Silver Sable, she didn't have much depth to her. As characters like I like Norman Osborn. Otto Octavius was a very it was great for him. And I guess we'll talk more story after we go through what we liked, what we didn't, what they can improve upon. Like I said, just improve your stealth mechanics, make the combat even more complex next time around, to just add innovations to it, as well as create your side missions more varied. I like the research stations a lot. That was really cool about it. Collectibles for me, I know some people are like, the collectibles are super easy. It's like, for me, didn't care if it was easy. I just like the back story for Peter's collectibles for backpacks, and finding out Eddie Brock is in the universe. Peter's parents are government agents. Why he changed his eye lens, and how he changed like the electricity conductors in his suit to combat Electro, and hearing about that. And he had Sandman. He had freaking Sandman or something like that. And
like a vial.
In a vial. I'm like, what? I was like, okay. Wow. I was like, that went in the wrong hands, dude. Oof. But that was awesome to see that too.
I just wonder how those backpacks stuck for so long.
Oh man. Dude, 50 backpacks. Dude, he spent a lot of money on backpacks.
55.
Hmm?
It was 55.
It was 55.
Yeah.
Okay. He spent a lot of money on backpacks. Dude went through a lot of backpacks when he was a kid. But overall, I'm like,
that was just all in high school.
That was just high school. Not even
college. 4
college.
years, 55 backpacks.
Yeah, man.
That's a lot.
Aunt May just, donated a bunch of money for him and got a bunch of backpacks. I think that's really all I have to say in terms of things that I want. And we could talk story-wise after. But yeah, more side missions vary, like Tombstone, Screwball, and technically more like research-type stations. And you can have collectibles again. I don't know what they will be, though, because you did the backpacks. I don't think you can really do it anymore in terms of that, or you don't need collectibles. You don't have to. It would be nice to have them because the traversal is fun in the city. But overall, stealth mechanics need tighter work. Like, I liked it personally, but I do see room for improvements. Combat is really good, but every time there's a sequel, you gotta improve upon that combat as well, and that's what I want to. And as well as side missions need to be more varied, and as well as there were like some boss battles I really liked, and there were some that I didn't, and I think that also needs to be improved. But overall, like if I gave it a score right now, it'd be like 9 out of 10 for me.
Yeah.
But I guess we could go with Giga. Giga, what do you think overall? And then we can talk stories after it.
Well, first of all, I'm gonna give it a score. I would give it like a 8.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I liked the combat, except for when you get to like the I forgot the mercenary dudes.
The Sable.
Yeah, Sable. Once you get to them, it's like the combat gets dumb. They just so cheesy. But yeah, up until them, like I really liked the combat. I didn't have no problem with the side missions, except for Tombstone. I really didn't like the fight with him. It was kind of weak to me. And the fight with the boss fights were kind of weak. Like, I don't know. I feel like they rushed it too much and didn't like I don't know. I feel like they could have did more in like you get into like no, I guess because we're already jumping midway into the story, so it's like he's already knows these people how to beat them.
Mm-hmm.
So for you to like figure out how to beat them in the fight would be like weird because it's like he already fought them, know how to beat them. But I feel like they should have did that in the game, like you learn how to beat them and progress to that. I don't know. I actually didn't like the those base missions, research bases. Those to me were the most annoying shit in that game. Like I did not like it. I actually like the pigeons more than that because like it's like you just gliding through the city and catching them, and it's like to me that was funner than running through smog. Like that was dumb. But yeah, overall it's a good game. It has some things they need to improve on. I really like that combat more than Batman's though. Like Batman combat to me is too simplistic. Like it's mostly just dodge, hit, dodge, hit. But this is like there's so many things you can do with the webs and like fucking bring them into the air with you, beat them up, knock them out, and then bring another person in the air with you if you got like low gravity stuff on. Like there's so much you can do. I like the combat. And I like my I didn't like Mary Jane that much, but I did like Miles Morales' character. What he added to the story. Yeah, that's about it.
Okay, cool. Inspector, what do you think? Because you beat the game.
Yeah, I beat it today. I thought it was a great game. I will agree with your score, Red Hood. I'll give it a 9. I do think the combat was great. The traversal was great. I agree with you that the stealth mechanics do need work. I thought the stealth was a bit stiff because it didn't make sense to me, as I said in the last podcast, that you can be on a perch like 30 feet away from an enemy and do a takedown, but you have to be right behind them to do a ground takedown. That didn't make any sense to me. And that's what made the Taskmaster stealth challenges annoying to me. Because I just finished those today. And I saved those for last because I found those the most annoying. I like the Taskmaster challenges. The pigeons were okay. Like, you could take them or leave them. I like the research stations. Some of them were better than others. Like, yeah, the smog one wasn't the best one. But I like the one where you have to, like, go around the building and, like, fix the vents and stuff.
And like pipes and all that. There's other like, pipes.
Going through the lightning storm. Even though that one was annoying because of the lightning. But I like that one. I like the story. I do think Act 2 was a bit stretched out. I feel they could have cut it down a bit, Act 2. And I do think that I like the boss fights, but I think they suffered because they were all crammed into the final act. And they suffered because I think it would have been better if they had boss fights, because I really liked well, that's the story part, so we'll get into that later. But I think it would have been better if they spaced them out and had a boss fight for each of them and didn't put like 2 per boss fight.
Yeah.
Because I feel that kind of like put them down a bit. And I think that's what made the Dr. Octopus boss fight like the best one, because it was only him and not someone else. But yeah, the Mary Jane stealth sections were a bit tedious. I didn't really like them that much. I mean, I liked it the first time, but then it got increasingly more like, it's not that they were hard. It's just that they were just like throw the distraction device that way, so you walk behind them. And sometimes like it got too like the sections got a bit too dark, so you didn't really know where you were going. I do like the crime mechanic, even though I feel that it was the same cycle of crimes that you had to do. Like each district has like 5 crimes for each faction. There's the Sable crimes, there's the Thug crimes, and the Demon crimes. And either it's like a car chase or just a bunch of people gathering around a space for no reason.
Mm-hmm.
And that was my main point with Arkham Origins, is they're just standing there and it's considered a crime. Like, it's just a group of people standing there. Like, sure, they're hovering around a person, and I guess they beat up the person because they're on the ground, but they're just standing there. So like they were fine. Like, I liked some of them more than others, but I do like the other like crimes where like you actually have to go like up to a police officer and you have to like defuse bombs and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I like those ones. I really liked Otto Octavius. I thought he had a great arc throughout the game. I loved Peter and MJ's interactions. I love like everybody's interactions. Peter and Aunt May, Peter and Miles, Peter and MJ. Peter, I liked J. Jonah Jameson. I thought that was a great like way to put him in the game, and how he just like he's basically Alex Jones just for Spider-Man. They made him Alex Jones for this game, but yeah, overall it was a really great game.
Mm-hmm. All right, guess we go into spoilers and just quickly like talk about stuff. Like, I really enjoyed and what you said, Otto Octavius's relationship with Peter, and I liked it a lot because it was like this mentor father and son relationship that they had. That this guy, helped him through college, helped him, go into his corporation to do work for science with prosthesis and prosthetics. And to me, it was very, very well done. For that, what I really enjoyed was like how what they've said and what they marketed was like the best stories are Peter and Spider-Man's worlds colliding, and they very much did that. Like, they very much collided with one another, and that is what made the story more impactful. And I got like attached to like Peter and Otto's relationship. Like, this guy was a genuine guy, and seeing like they threw this curveball. And what I mean by this curveball is not many people notice, and I feel like I was like the only one that noticed this. But every time you visited Otto, you can go around looking.
Yeah, that's what I did.
And you could see like what he was doing. You could see like the raft. Like, he had it on the board. You could see Electro's costume for a bit, and like the 3D printer that they had is like, what it's like, what are you doing here? And then you could see in Otto's what was it, his office, like he was sketching up the arms, and like it puts like plant seeds when the reveal comes, whether or not was that really the neural interface messing with his mind, or was Norman's actions causing Otto to go down that path already, and just the neural amplified it even more. And that's what I like. They kind of instilled and kind of foreshadowed of what's to come, and that's what I really enjoyed about that, and like the level of detail in that, the game, and like legit, this felt like Spider-Man. Like Yuri did an amazing job portraying both Peter and Spider-Man. Peter getting very awkward and nervous with MJ. That's something Peter does. And like, Peter's very confident when he's Spider-Man, cracking jokes, and like that's what, like, the quips were on point. Like they were very much on point. Whereas like a lot of like the movie quips for Spider-Man weren't really always on point. It's like some landed, some didn't, but like right here did. And what also I loved was like all these character interactions. Miles, like he was becoming, a mentor of sorts to Miles, or leading up to becoming a mentor, like Otto was to him. And he knew, like in Act 1, it got dark. Not gonna lie, it got very dark with like the bombing and the terrorism that occurred with Martin Lee. And seeing, like, you're like, wait, why is Martin doing this when he has such a good thing going on with Feast? And then once you found out that what happened to Lee, you can understand what he was doing. You don't agree with what he's doing, but you can understand coming from a place that you were being at, like someone comes up to you saying, like, we're gonna cure you, don't you worry. And you get like a massive side effect of like powers, uncontrollable powers as a kid from these tests, and you accidentally kill your parents. Like, and you were being promised that you were going to be cured of like this illness and sickness, and your parents die, and you're going to have revenge against the people that did that to you, which was Norman. It's not like Norman did this out of malice, right? Like Norman is trying to find, cure, as being mayor, as being head of Oscorp, a cure for, Harry, because we didn't know towards around Act 2 that Harry was like, he had an illness, and that's why we're like, when you were doing the research stations, you're like, wait, why is like Harry acting awkward and acting like in the phone calls like something's the matter? And even Peter comments on that. And then when you were playing as MJ, you find out that the dude had a illness that his mother died with, and he was getting that, and he was going to Europe. And that's what, like, I was like, you're getting these shocking revelations, and one after the other. And like all these characters had their own vendetta with one another, and that's what I liked about that story. And I liked the emotional attachment for those characters with Peter and everyone around him, and like those like little cool moments of Peter and MJ talking and like being nervous with one another, and this breakup and them trying to mend things. Will it happen? Will it not? Peter trying to make that step towards forgiveness. And that's what I like really enjoyed about that. And I like laughed about the kitchen scene with him, cooking curry, and then being Spider-Man, leaving them the clothes on the floor. That to me was hilarious. And then also like seeing towards the ending, Otto, and Peter going for that last battle, and that to me was just crazy. It was emotional for both Peter and Otto. Peter in his mind, like he was losing a loved one after Devil's Breath was out, and Otto was trying to show the world Devil's Breath because of Norman, what lengths Norman would go to create a cure, even though it's like a weaponized disease. and that was just crazy. And like Otto and Peter's world, colliding in Spider-Man, and in the Crossfires was, his Aunt May, and just like seeing that, like, oh gosh, we gotta get that cure, to save Aunt May. And then when Peter and Otto fight, they're fighting for different reasons, and one doesn't want to hurt the other, meaning like Peter doesn't want to hurt Otto. And when you're finding out that Otto knew this whole time, and which means he knew when he saw the suit, or you could even say he knew before that, and the suit just confirmed it. And it just showed that Otto had his own agendas as well, even though he cared about Peter. Like, he knew, and he was like, he kept that to himself. He could have let Peter known. He's like, yeah, I know you're Spider-Man, but he gave some subtle hints here and there. And that's what I really much enjoyed about this. It wasn't like flat out like, booyah, it's in your face. It can give you subtle hints until that reveal. And when finding that out and them fighting for their own instances, Peter almost like, will he die? Will he not? But he survives. And that like last encounter with Peter and Otto was just so good. And, Otto saying like, you promised you wouldn't leave me. You'll never leave me. And it's like, and he leaves him because, like, Otto's too far gone. And I love how that theme was being played. Like, can you save everyone, or or is it better to let go after you tried so hard? And, Peter let him go. And I was just like, and, Otto felt betrayed in his mind.
Yeah.
And I just very much enjoyed that. And
but not only did he lose a father figure, he also lost Aunt May.
Yeah, and that was like that to me in my stream. Like, you look closely, I like wiped my eye a little bit there for like 2 times, and I was like holding back.
Yeah,
I was like, like I can I was emotionally attached to these characters, and that stuff happens. It's like, I feel that effect. But overall, yeah, I was just like, wow, the story and the writing dialogue just feels natural and good.
Mm-hmm.
But that's what we'll go for now, and then we could go with, after everyone talks about it, go into the post-credit scenes.
Yeah, I thought the story was great. As I said, like, I feel Act 2 was a bit stretched out. There were some missions that were pretty much just cutscenes, and I feel that was kind of like, did you really need that? Like, you kind of did, because but it kind of like overextended the story a bit. But I did really like that theme of like, do you want to save one, or do you want to save everyone? And in a way, like, he saved everyone. Like, he saved everyone, but he couldn't save the people that were closest to him. And in a way, he, like, not only was Otto close to him, but also Martin Lee was close to him in kind of like a surrogate way. And when he figured out that Lee was Mr. Negative, he kind of lost, because he was kind of a mentor, because he was close to May, and with that, he was close to Peter. And I liked when, like, even though when the bombing got dark, like that whole scene where like Miles, like, they blow up. I just wonder how Mr. Negative got to like Norman Osborn's like secretary, or whoever that guy was, like behind Norman. Mm-hmm. I just wonder how that happened. But like it was so crazy. Like, Peter was knocked out cold, like, for the whole thing, when Miles was doing like his stealthing around, and that kind of mirrors the arc that Peter goes through, because Miles lost his dad, and Peter ends up losing like a father figure or a mentor in Audio, like a mentor figure in Otto Octavius. So that kind of like flipped it on its head a bit, and I like that.
Okay, what I don't like is like when villains are like, "You done me wrong, this one person, so I'm just gonna like kill everybody in the city." It's like that makes no sense. Like you blow up a rally, like just for one person. It's like, dude, just go up to him, kill him. It's that simple, bro.
Yeah, but for him, it's like Mr. Negative wants like the same thing with Otto, wants Norman to suffer because for Martin, he's been suffering his whole life with the loss of his parents. He never got over that, and he wants Norman to feel that suffering that he's been feeling his whole entire life. Like that to him is that like that form of justice that like he says it's for his parents. No, it's for himself. He wants Norman and the whole city to turn on him, and that's what he wants to do. That's what I got from Martin Lee and his like motives.
I get why they're doing it because like they feel like, but it's like you're making other people go through the shit that you went through by like when you blowing it up. How you know you didn't kill somebody? Parents or some shit. Not a second kid.
They're selfish and like that's the thing. Villains tend to be selfish and they don't do that direct approach. They just want that person that did them wrong to suffer.
I was like, go find people who work for him and kill him or just. It's like I feel like there's just easier way to do shit.
That's how I go about like thinking in their mindset. It's like if they wanted to, it's like you kill person, okay? But to them, they've been suffering for that long. Like Otto, he got ousted from the company, and then once he made his own company, he gets his shit taken away by Norman. And like to him, he's been humiliated by Norman. And like I understand like where he's coming from. This dude lost everything. Like, the dude was on the top of his level in terms of being a scientist, and he co-founded Oscorp. And it's not like he was working for Norman; they were partners, and he was ousted, like unceremoniously. And then when he makes his own company, Norman has to go and screw with it because he needs to find that advancement for Harry, which we'll go more into later, but. Like I can understand from their point of views. They suffered, and they've been put through the dirt and mud by Norman. Did Norman do it on purpose for Mr. Negative? No. He honestly thought that it was the cure, but he was doing these tests probably unregulated without supervision, and he was promising things that he wasn't supposed to promise to Lee and his parents. But he was trying to help his own kid too. So, and that's why I like when these like characters have depth to them, and like it's not just like I'm just gonna do you wrong just for the sake of doing you wrong. It's like no, I'm gonna try and help you while helping myself in the process. And it's like this that to me is what I got from Norman as a person.
No, he's a thief.
You think Norman's a thief?
Oh man, he stole all his work, dog. Shut him down. Like, hey man, I'm shutting you down, boy.
Yeah, I mean, true. What else? What else, Jiggle? What do you gotta say besides the villain stuff? What do you think? We'll go into the credits and theorize about the sequel, but right now, what do you think?
Overall, I mean, I'm trying to think. What in the story did I like? But I like the fight with Mr. Negative. Like
Which one?
Yeah, that's true.
The last one.
The last one.
Yeah. The other ones are just weird though. It's like after you fight him, that was just weird to me.
Yeah.
It was
the first one was really a boss fight.
Yeah.
Like a transition thing, but the second one was more of a boss fight. I like the train one.
Mm-hmm.
But
I feel like they wasted opportunity with the first one. That like, I feel like there should have been more of like conversation between you and him. Like he was talking and stuff, but it's like I feel like they could have went deeper and like had some more emotional shit. Like so you can really feel like okay, even though I don't agree with what he's doing, like I really feel for him.
Yeah, I think that was done better in the Scorpion hallucination. But because that scene was, I love that scene, like right before the Scorpion and Rhino boss fight, where he like stabs you with this tail and then you go through like a scarecrow like hallucination. I like that.
Yeah. And what I like also about Peter is like he made the tough choice at the ending where he's like, I could save Aunt May and let everyone else die. But like,
nobody's going to make that decision though. Like I can't see anybody making that decision. Like I want to say this one person, fuck everybody else.
There are people like
even if I wanted to, I couldn't make that decision, bro.
It's like you could see it deep down. Peter wanted to do it, but he just couldn't do it.
And I mean, that would make him a person.
Yeah, no, of course. And I'm saying like that's why I really like loved about the scene. But like this dude lost a lot of people in his life. He lost his parents.
Yeah.
He lost his uncle because of something he did. So not something he did, but something he didn't do.
Though. He used to losing people. So he's like, yeah, what's another person?
Yeah,
I'm joking.
But one of the best things about that scene is that Aunt May knew.
Yeah, she knew.
He sucks that everybody knows.
Well, no, like Lee didn't know.
Lee didn't know. Electro didn't know.
All the villains didn't know besides Otto.
Besides Otto and May.
Right. And then we'll talk about the post-credit scenes in a bit, but yeah, that's what I enjoyed about that. And then Mary Jane and them reconnecting, and and all that, and also Miles got his powers. I completely forgot to say that. With the spider,
garbage. No,
I mean, sure. I mean, I saw like I didn't know if I expected him to get his powers in this game. Did I expect it?
But
before trailers were coming, like when the trailers were coming out,
It was a cool moment, but I think it happened way too fast. I think it would have been better if it was in the second game, and not like right at the end of this game. I get why they did it. It just felt convenient that spider was on MJ for that long,
and didn't bite her.
I'm like, that spider would have bitten her right when he got onto her. Right when it got onto her, not like waited until they got to feast to bite Miles.
Maybe it's a spider that's into black people.
I mean, it was a black spider.
Oh man!
But what would happen if it just went on Peter again and just bit him again? What does it get stronger? Double strength? I have no idea.
It might be like the Hulk with gamma radiation. He gets stronger. Oh man!
But I think that's what covers all that.
We didn't cover one thing, like
for story wise, I think
this guy named Jigga, and he got the plat before.
Oh my gosh, this man here!
Okay, I'm done now.
I streamed all that. Okay.
Oh man, I'm done.
But I guess we're getting on the post-credit scenes now because we really went into the meat and potatoes of the story, and I did like before going into it, there was a mission where we went into the hideout and we learned all about what was offered from Otto to the villains. I didn't even know Vulture had cancer or something like that. Or like
the wings were giving him cancer.
Yeah, that was cool. Yeah. Matt Gargan, it was their stereotypical like oh, he's getting his rap sheet expunged. Like cleared and all that. I kind of wish they went more into like when they were in that like file talking about.
And they didn't really do one for Mr. Negative because
they
had that before.
I wanted to say like I think he should like the Matt Gargan could have went more into the experimentation.
Yeah, but Matt Gargan is like dumb. So,
yeah, that's true.
Like he's known as I that's why I liked his even though the fight with him and Rhino was kind of not lame but kind of bland. It was made better by the banter they had
Yeah,
together.
yeah, I thought it was hilarious.
Because like each of them were calling each other stupid because they pretty much are both stupid.
Yeah.
Like they're both like dumb people. So
And I liked how Rhino's stuck in that suit or something like that.
yeah, Rhino's stuck in the suit and he wants to get out.
Yeah, which I didn't like know that was a thing. So I was like, okay. And then Otto was trying to take that out. And then Electro's just freaking, he's crazy. He just wants
Yeah,
to
he wants to become pure energy.
Like, I was like, bro. I was like, okay, man, you lost your marbles, my dude. But whatever. If that's honestly, Spider-Man should just be like, you know, I'll just make you pure energy, bro. So you can just like fizzle out and not be like a physical body form or something. I don't know.
Oh man, we know how that happens. If he turned to pure energy, he would probably just fucking destroy the city with the power surges and stuff. Though.
No, you can contain a pure energy. I feel.
Oh, man. I don't
Put
know.
them in like a jar or something.
What?
It's just electricity or something, right?
You put them in the battery.
Oh, dude, yeah. Put them in like some panels. That's what I think. But okay, we'll go into the first post-credit scene. Miles, like, he's talking about, those changes and stuff like that. Peter thinking it's puberty and all that, and he shows him his power, and then, Peter shows him his power, and it's like, oh, snap. They showed it. Cool. Had their own Spidey poses. And I was like, all right, that's dope. That wasn't really much to say for that one. It was like they know each other's secret.
Yeah.
Peter's going to be more of a mentor. Like he was already starting to be a mentor in this game, and it's going to continue in the next game. I guess we can. I mean, it was a decent scene, but the next post credit scene is way better. But what do you think, Jigger, for that scene?
I mean, I liked it. Even though we already seen it coming, just to actually see it was like it was good.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with Jigga. I have nothing else to say about it. All
right, and then the next one. Oh, the next one. I didn't think this was going to happen because if you were MJ, you investigated that container. Yeah. There was a bang, and I was like, "What?" I was like, "Okay." There was a bang. I don't understand, but all right.
Speaking of that MJ mission, you saw what I said on Twitter. I searched that apartment for a half an hour looking for that.
Yeah, it was on the picture.
It was on the picture.
Yep.
For some reason, like...
Dude, I thought it was in the tree because they were talking about her planting the tree. I thought
it was in the tree, too.
I was like, wait a minute.
Like, where is it?
In the tree.
It was in the picture.
Yep.
I'm like, I restarted. I'm like, oh, it's in the picture.
Oh, they did hint at the goblin stuff. I completely forgot about that.
Yeah, like when he walked into that room, I thought he was going to become the goblin. I thought
they had the schematics for a glider when you were playing.
They had the schematics for they had the schematics for. Oh, I didn't see the pumpkin bombs. I saw the mask.
They weren't They were prototype bombs, but they were alluding to pumpkin bombs.
Yeah, I know they had a schematic for the mask because that's what you used to see.
Yeah, the bombs were in the lab.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, Norman put in the code. You're like, wait, what's happening? And then I didn't know initially. I was like, yo, what's happening? And then like the shutters open for the container, and you see somebody bald with the breathing and like green, like it seems like green light, and Norman's in front of it, and dude, he looks disheartened, sad, like he was like, I will find that cure for you, son. And he's sad, and you see the green light illuminating, foreshadowing, Norman becoming, Green Goblin and all that, and you see like this black stuff on Harry, and when he puts the hand on the container, the goo reaches towards him, and that's alluding to the symbiote venom on Harry. And this has been used, so this I would assume this, a lot of people think Some people are trying to say it's the alien symbiote. They're doing alien symbiotes. I think Oscorp created the symbiote.
Yeah.
I think this is going more in the Ultimate Universe, where the symbiote was originally created to cure diseases.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So do you think GR27, like if it wasn't released by Otto, do you think it would have become another symbiote?
I don't know. That's a interesting thought because isn't this GR before that?
Orange.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe Carnage?
Maybe. I don't know if it would because I don't know how Carnage came to be in the Ultimate Universe. I never read the comics like that of Ultimate Spider-Man. I know bits and pieces of Ultimate Spider-Man, but I never got into the Carnage stuff. And I don't know how that came to play. Because I know in the original comic line, Carnage is the spawn of Venom, but I don't know in the Ultimate Spider-Man if Carnage was an actual spawn or he was just created separately from this Venom symbiote. But a lot of people were just like, well, where was that black suit? Yo, where's that black suit? I said that. I was like, yo, where's the black suit? Like they say, symbiotes are in the game. They can still have the classic black, symbiote costume. Why am I saying symbiote? Freaking Venom. The Venom show is getting me saying that symbiote. And my thing is, it's like, it's going to be an emotional battle that Peter's going to have to go through again with his best friend, which is going to be insane because it's like, it's setting so much stuff up for the sequel. And, I'll get your takes like in a bit, but like that's going to be a very emotional thing for Peter to go through to, fight his own best friend when this symbiote takes control over him. And I don't know what my theory is because Brian Intihar was just like, Spider-Man's best stories with Venom and stuff. And we wanted to have that scene in there, and that's why we didn't have a black suit symbiote. And I'm just like that's why they didn't have that suit, and that he's gonna have the suit soon, but I don't know how it's gonna play out.
Yeah. So my question is, like, they kept saying that he sent Harry to Europe.
Yep.
Like as a cover.
Yeah.
So was that?
Well, I think Harry was supposed to technically go to Europe. Like he thought in his own mind, like he was gonna get cured over there, but no, Norman put him in there.
So like, was that the day, like the code, like whatever the code was, like July something?
Yeah,
was that the day that Norman put him in the tank?
Yep. Because he was supposed to leave that day, so I would assume so. Puts him right in the tank. With the symbiote. Yeah. So overall, I thought that was like the best scene for the setup and all that for a sequel. And we can go more in theories in a bit. But Jacob, what do you think about the scene?
I mean, I really liked it. It's setting up the sequel that I hope they do have. Hope they don't try to make like not get a sequel and just make a DLC or something.
Yeah. I know a lot of people were theorizing DLC. Emergency Awesome is starting to get me annoyed with his theories on, this is going to be in a DLC, or I'm just like, dude, it's not going to be in a DLC. It's just not. And they named the DLC titles, and it has nothing to do with Venom. Like the 3 DLC titles are The Heist, Black Cat, Turf Wars, which is most likely featuring Fisk again because we knew there was a raft breakout. So we don't know what happened with Fisk. He might have escaped. Tombstone, most likely. Or Hammerhead. So I wouldn't be surprised if either one. And Silver Lining would mostly have to deal with Silver Sable coming back because she left at the near ending point of the game.
What she said? Well, didn't she say she's gonna come back or something like?
Yeah. And these DLCs take place after the main main story. So, all right. What about you, Inspector? What do you think about the scene?
I thought it was a great scene. To be honest, like at first I didn't really know like what fully was going on until I figured out like halfway through Norman's like diatribe that it was Harry in there. Like I'm like, ooh, what's that? And then I saw like the green light. I'm like, is he going to become the Green Goblin? I'm like, oh, it's Harry. I'm like, that's surprising.
Yep.
It was a very shocking scene, and I feel it was a great like post credit scene because it teased the sequel greatly, really good. Yeah, it's weird because I skipped the credits, so I watched like 2 minutes of the credits, and then I skipped them to see the after credit scene because I needed to do something. So I needed to like, because I knew there was an after credit scene, so I needed to like rush through it.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, that was cool. And also, we can't forget to mention the Stan Lee cameo when they're in the restaurant.
Yeah, that Stan Lee cameo got me.
Yeah.
Like that was hyped. I didn't expect him to be in the game, to be honest. I didn't think it would happen because I think the last Stan Lee for me that I remember was like he did a couple voiceovers for the PS1 Spider-Man games. I remember that. Is that it? Like that's the only thing I remember from him doing. It was voiceovers for the PS1 Spider-Man games. I just don't remember anything else.
I don't remember anything about games like he done.
But like overall, yeah, like that Stan Lee cameo was amazing. Like you can see my reaction on my Twitch channel. I do want to address some theories. There's some things I want to say. People are like, "Yo, Peter Parker's gonna die in the first 2 hours of Spider-Man 2, and Miles is gonna take over." I'm like, that's not gonna happen.
No, that doesn't make sense.
Because it doesn't make sense. Because how does Miles relate to Norman or, Harry / Venom? That just doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
And like that to me would just ruin the storyline. For me, it's like this. This is how I feel about the whole Miles Morales situation. For me, this is the good Spider-Man / Peter Parker game we got, and I think it should be a trilogy of Spider-Man Peter Parker games. I'm fine if they kill off Peter, Peter in the third game, and then Miles gets his own game after that. I'm totally fine with that. For me, I just think trilogy games should be about Peter, and Miles you can have some gameplay mechanics in 2, I think, in like the certain perspectives like they did with this one.
They're probably gonna do like a dual team, like where it's mostly Peter, but every once in a while you do some missions with Miles.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I said like in certain perspectives, like they did in this game, that you'll have that you'll play as Miles, and like the really like not so dangerous but dangerous.
Yeah, he's gonna do grunt work.
But you're not gonna see him be fighting Venom and Green Goblin or any other like new villains coming out. But do we think that Spider-Man is gonna get the black suit? Because it seems like Brian Enthahar is saying, that's why there's no black suit because of that credit scene. Do we think that the suit is going to come off of Harry, then go to Spider-Man, or what do we think about theories for that? Like, how do we think that's going to go along the lines of?
I don't know.
Because it's like it sounds like he's going to get it, but like that's my question. It's like how, and then does it go to Eddie Brock or something? Like that's me like thinking.
It might be one of those things where it's on what's the name that he's like fighting Spider-Man. Spider-Man beats him, so he's like, "Oh, let me go to Spider-Man since he's stronger."
And then you get to, and then that changes the gameplay dynamic because the suit's gonna have its own powers. Yeah. It's not like suit powers; it's like its own gameplay mechanic, like attacks, like tendrils and stuff like that, tentacles and all that. And no, I'm not talking about hentai. Get your minds out of the gutter. But yeah, I think that's gonna happen. Did you guys not like I got the feel that they give some heavy reference / like foreshadowing that maybe in one of the games that This could be it, or they're just referencing the comic that maybe Otto takes over Peter as Spider-Man. Like they keep doing like the whole like he wants to get out of his body, right? And like it seems like because of his body's being weak, and kind of like the in the old like Superior comics that he did that. He got out of his body and into Peter's. And I wouldn't be surprised if they do that, but I don't know how that would work. I totally don't think it would be, in Spider-Man 2. Maybe Spider-Man 3. But that's how I think about that. But yeah, I think that's all we have to say on that. Anybody else want to mention anything?
No, that's about it.
That's about it for me.
We need a sequel, bro.
Yeah.
Somebody said it was supposed to be a one and done thing, but nah.
One and done. Those are those Xbox fanboys, bro.
And then they seen them sales, boy. They definitely come with a sequel.
Yeah, and I said this. I think Insomniac, what they need to do, and if they want to make other games, keep the team that did Spider-Man doing Spider-Man, and have the B team that did Ratchet and Clank do Ratchet and Clank or Sunset Overdrive. That's how I think that should be handled. You guys agree with that statement?
Yeah, I agree.
I think the writer also should be back for Spider-Man 2. And I want to give that dude a shout out because I keep forgetting his name. I feel
Christos
bad.
Gage.
Yeah, that dude needs to come back for the sequel. Christos Gage, man, that was good. That was good. And he's also writing the DLCs too. I think he's writing the Black Cat one, I believe. I don't know about the two others, but he's doing the Black Cat one. So make sure to, hit up Christos Gage and tell him what a fantastic job he did for Spider-Man PS4. For writing him. All right, guys. I think we'll do our outros. This was a good episode. Good spoiler cast-esque at the end right there. And also, make sure if you guys somehow listen to all those spoilers and didn't play the game, make sure to go play that game. Go buy PS4 and play the game. It's really good, and it's supposed to get a new game plus soon, as well as a new difficulty. And next month, October 23rd, you get the Heist DLC if you got the Deluxe Edition. If not, you have to pay for the City That Never Sleeps thing. But I already have it, so I can't wait.
Yeah, me too. Oh, man.
Yep. All right, guys. All right, we'll do our outros. Make sure if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button if you want to see more content from this channel. Also, hit the bell notification so you guys can get updated as when my videos go live, as well as the podcast goes live. And make sure to hit that thumb button if you enjoyed it. Make sure to leave some questions, comments, anything that you found interesting or you want to talk about the story. That's cool, but keep it at a minimum in terms of comments regarding the story, just like broad stuff, because there will be people watching this as a past broadcast. But yeah, also make sure to hit me up on Twitter. I tweet every once in a while. It's at Redhead240, and make sure to go over on my Twitch channel. I live stream Kingdom Hearts. You got people always hating on Kingdom Hearts, even on this podcast, but I saw that comment, and you know what? I'll let it slide. But make sure to go over there. We're live streaming the whole series until January 29th when Kingdom Hearts 3 shows. And make sure to hit that follow button, which is Reddit 420. And it was great. Where can they find you at, Jiga?
You can catch me on Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube, Jigga April. YouTube is not that popping, but Twitter is not that popping either. Mostly Twitch. Like, if you only follow one, just follow Twitch, bro. Yeah, that's where I live stream at.
Completely forgot. Make sure to go over to the YouTube channel, The Usual Suspects. This podcast every Friday, 6 p.m. Eastern time. I'm a member there. Jake is a member there too. So make sure to show that support. Inspector, where can they find you at?
They can find me on Twitter at The Inspector.
Alrighty. Do you want to say it again? thank you for Jigger for showing up, and thank you for everyone that came by. And have a good night, and see you guys later. This is the Overleveled Podcast signing off.
Bye.